Hi guys, I have 3 Easter wreaths for you. Some, however, are a little cuter than others, and I realized I'm a little late on the Easter train. Easter is this Sunday, so hopefully at this point in the game you have your Easter decor and Easter wreaths up already, so maybe you can save these for next year or inspiration for the next project that you do. But I thought they were too cute not to share, so I wanted to make sure to share those with you. Easter's this Sunday, guys. I hope you guys have a happy Easter, even though this year is going to be a lot different than we're used to. I hope you guys are staying safe and healthy through all of this, and I hope you enjoy this video. And before we get into it, though, the earrings. You know, the earrings. How cute. They're little bunnies. I love them. I love my earrings. All right, continuing on. Let's go. For the first wreath, you're going to need a wreath ring from Dollar Tree. Some mesh ribbon or burlap would work as well. Some decor pieces. These are like little carrots that I picked up from Dollar Tree. And this really cute sign that says, "Every bunny loves you," that I picked up from Dollar General. You're also going to need a little bit of leaves, maybe that you had left over from an extra project, and some pipe cleaners. The first thing you need to do is cut your pipe cleaner in half in order to attach your ribbon to the wreath. Now, to be completely transparent with you, this is the first time that I've done a wreath like this before. I just knew that I really liked the carrot theme, and I wanted to see where that would take me, and I thought this would be the best bet for that. So what I gathered is that you should fold over your ribbon and attach it to your wreath ring, and then from there you are pulling through the ribbon, as you're about to see, and pulling it through each ring, right? You're pulling it one at a time and kind of loading it up. I, however, ended up going back and unattaching the pipe cleaner, and so there was nothing attaching it. And then at the end, you'll see that I attached it together. Hopefully that makes sense. The key here is to make sure that you're putting as many layers as you can. In the clip, you only saw me do 2, but I actually did like 3 per layer. You really want to make sure that the thickness is even throughout. And then as you can see right here, I just grouped the last 2, like the beginning and the end, together and put them together with the pipe cleaner and then cut off the edge. I felt like that was the best way to go. Now on to the decorating part. I'm taking the sign that I picked up from Dollar Tree and I am cutting off the hanging part of it. I'm also cutting off the leaves because they were like cheap and papery, and I wasn't a fan. So that's where our fake leaf comes in handy, because we are going to hot glue it onto the sign. That way it makes it look a little less cheap and a lot cuter. See, it just looks so much better. Also, I love the cheesiness of the sign. From there, I'm going to hot glue it onto the bottom of my wreath. Then I'm going to take my little carrots that I picked up from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to first glue them together in pairs, because I felt like it just looked cuter when they were together instead of putting them individually on the wreath. So I hot glued them together in pairs, and then from there, I just kind of set them on the wreath and decided where I wanted to put them before I committed to hot gluing them. Again, I like them better together. I tried to do it separate, but I think they look better in pairs. Anyway, once I had that all done, I hot glued it together, and that is pretty much it. That's the whole wreath. It's very simple, but I love the cheesiness and cuteness of the sign. It just seals it all together. So here we are, the first wreath. Jumping into the second wreath, I'm going to be using this sign that I picked up from Dollar Tree. I cut off because all I wanted was the welcome bunny sign, because I thought that was so cute. From there, I am taking some ribbon and creating a bow. This was a slight disaster, to be honest with you, but you start by pinching the center. You're leaving the tail, then you're doing that again and again, so you're pinching those bunches together, and you're just using your non-dominant hand to hold it all together. You're bunching it together, you just keep repeating those rows together, leaving the tail, and then you're leaving an extra little tail on the edge. I used a pipe cleaner to secure it all. Unfortunately, it didn't really get a grasp on all of it, so I ended up going back through with some hot glue. If you already know a bow method, I would do that, because clearly this is not the best explanation of how I did this, but it's just an idea of a super beginner bow to put on your wreath. And to finish it off, I'm just cutting angles on the ends of the ribbon. Next, I'm going to take these flowers, fake flowers that I picked up from Walmart, and cut them off of the stem. That way they are all individual. From there, I'm going to put them onto this reform that I purchased, also from Walmart, and just slide the flowers right into it. They go really smoothly into it, and then I don't have to worry about hot gluing or anything. From there, though, I did remove the edges of the flowers and hot glue them at the bottom. That way I could easily hide it behind our welcome rabbit. I am not the biggest fan of the way this turned out. I think maybe I could have added more flowers, and then maybe it'd be a little cuter, but I love the welcome sign, and I love the simplicity of it all. Also, I forgot to mention, but you watched me do it, I attached the bow to the top of the wreath to kind of add a little more pizzazz. For the last wreath and my personal favorite, I picked up the wreath ring from Dollar Tree as well as these bunny ears. I also used colors of yarn and pom-pom makers. You can make pom-poms without pom-pom makers, but it's much easier and they're relatively cheap. If you have the pom-pom maker, this is a simple demonstration of how you do that. So basically you take the yarn and you wrap it around one side. You want to make sure that you wrap it relatively evenly. That way your pom-pom is as even as you can make it. You're going to do that, cut the excess, and then do it on the other side as well. Once you're finished with that, you are going to put the two together. So you're going to close it, and you're going to cut the edges. So as you can see, I'm like cutting it, and it's going to kind of fray it apart. Once you have it frayed apart, you're going to take about a 10-inch piece of string and tie it around. When you're tying it around, you want to make sure you tie it really tight. Otherwise, some of the pieces of the pom-pom will come apart, and then before you know it, you will no longer have a pom-pom. So make sure that's as tight as you can get it, and then you're going to just open up your pom-pom maker and trim off the edges. That way you can kind of, give it a little haircut, shape it up so their pom-pom looks extra cute. Then I did that several times with all the different colors and the different sizes. So I had a variety of shapes and sizes, and then from there I just tied them around the wreath ring, making sure to spice up the, again, colors and sizes so it's not so boring. I just continued this process around the entire wreath ring, so just making sure you tie them extra tight too. You might want to use your finger so you can double knot it so it doesn't loose around and you don't need to use hot glue or anything. From there, I flipped it over and I cut all the extra string. Of course, you could do that one at a time as you tie the string, but that just seemed a little tedious for me, so I just saved it until the end.
So now, you're gonna put the bunny ears on, and you're gonna take a little sticky, and you're gonna attach it to the bunny ears, and you're gonna hide the little headband part, and it'll just be the little ears, and then you got a little wreath, and yeah, so cute.
Ashlyn decided to help me out for that one. But yeah, just take your pipe cleaner and secure the headband to the back. I wish I would have gotten a bigger ears for this project, but it still turned out pretty cute. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and watch last week's video if you haven't already. Bye, guys.